Chào mừng quý vị trở lại với chương trình
The Top Entertainment Report.
Don't drink coffee too much.
Before the commercial break, we talked about Fun for Life and started to interview James Glover, Hollywood and now New York producer of many famous TV shows. Let's get back to the interview with James Glover.
Hey, stop drinking coffee. No, too much. Thưa quý vị, anh James Glover kể là khi đi xa gia đình và đến California thì không có gì bằng ăn một tô phở. Và every time you eat that pho, you have that memory of home, right?
Yes, yeah.
So which is your favorite pho restaurant?
There's, well, that was the great thing about moving to Southern California is I would get homesick a lot, and in order to feel a little more comfortable, feel a little comfort, I would go to a pho restaurant.
You're half Vietnamese, so do you speak any Vietnamese?
Other than if it has to do with food or that I'm hungry, that's about it. So yeah.
Vậy thì bây giờ James không có hiểu bà Trân đúng không?
I just gonna say đói bụng. Like I'm hungry.
Đói bụng. Vậy thì James có đói bụng không?
Yeah.
Ok, James hiểu cái đó thôi là được rồi, thưa quý vị. You have worked in Hollywood for a long time and you're very in that world. But I also noticed that you are involved, you're the vice chair of the Mulligan Project.
Yeah.
And that is a charity that helps children in Vietnam.
Correct,
right?
yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about this? I've heard it about it before.
It's actually a charity I became very involved in. You know, again, growing up in South Carolina, didn't really feel connected to Vietnam and my Vietnamese roots. And as I've gotten older and become more curious, you know, I wanted to be more connected to Vietnam. And I was invited to a charity event, and it was called the Mulligan Project, which you have no idea what that means, and found out it is an organization that has been started that it is trying to improve the lives of disabled children in central Vietnam. And currently we're helping to build a school for disabled kids right outside of Da Nang, which is right outside of, that's my mom's hometown. So it kind of connected me back a little bit to my roots, to be able to help the children there. We're building a school there for disabled children, and once the school's built, I hope to go back and actually not only go there, but to meet my Vietnamese family.
I see. Wait, so have you been there?
No, I have not.
You haven't?
No.
When are you planning to go?
You know, the school I believe is going to be done within the next few months, and hopefully, you know, I'd love to go in February, when it's a little bit cooler, and around the new year. But you know, hopefully within the next year, I hope to go.
So thinking about Vietnam, what are your feelings what do you think you will feel when you get there? Do you think you're going to be nervous, excited? Do you think that you will somehow reconnect with your roots, with your mom?
Well, I think I'll feel all of those things. I have a lot of family over there who I've not met. And you know, they've been inviting me over for the last few years. And so I'm excited. I'm nervous to meet my family. I think I'll, you know, definitely feel more connected to my mother once I go back there and kind of see where she came from and meet, you know, her sisters and brother and nieces and nephews.
Oh, that's sweet. And I noticed that you are involved with a lot. I mean, like, I noticed that I read online on a couple blogs, and you seem like to be a person with such a big heart. You've been through MS with your friend. You've been there for her, and you managed to get her onto the Anderson Cooper show. Is there anything else you're involved with?
Well, yeah, I'm also involved with the Big Brother program in Los Angeles. I got matched up with a little brother 8 years ago, and he's actually half Japanese and half white. And you know, him and I, we've just got a really great relationship. And you know, he was always involved in sports, never really wanted to get into entertainment, but you know, he was really good into Kung Fu and baseball, and Nickelodeon had put up a flyer to try out for a new TV show at his Kung Fu studio, and he tried out for it, never acted a day in his life, and ended up getting the lead for a show called Super Ninjas, which is on Nickelodeon. So,
and that's Ryan Potter, right?
Ryan Potter, yeah.
Right.
So he's been doing that for about the past year, and it's been really neat to see him, you know, come up and do that. You know, as somebody who'd never wanted to get into entertainment, and now he's on this show, and he really loves it. Yeah.
Vâng, thưa quý vị, James Glover vừa kể là anh ấy là trong chương trình gọi là Big Brother, Big Sister Program của Los Angeles, và em của James Glover trong chương trình này là hồi xưa giờ thì không có thích acting, không có thích diễn trong những không có involve trong thế giới entertainment, nhưng mà gần đây thì anh ấy được em ấy được làm người main character trong chương trình gọi là Super Ninjas của Nickelodeon. Wow, and I just interviewed him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
What a
really
small
cool.
world, right?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so now I see this huge long list here of things that you've worked on, like Steve Harvey talk show, Father Albert, The Talk, which I watch every morning.
It's a great show.
I love that show. It's so funny. Judge Alex, The Moment of Truth. I'm sure there's chaos that goes behind the scenes. Do you have any fun stories to tell us?
Oh my goodness. Well, I've worked on, anywhere from court shows to talk shows to reality shows. And I don't know, I guess some of the fun stories has to do with, I deal with a lot of celebrities, but some of the fun stories are dealing with, the everyday people who come on these shows, who some of them have never flown before, or, have never even been out of their town. So you kind of have to like hold their hand and make sure they're going from, that they get out of bed, that they get in their car, that they get on the plane and they get here. So, not really any specific stories I can think of off the top of my head right now, but I like dealing with the regular folks, and for them, you call them up on a Monday, and next thing you know, they're on the plane to New York or Los Angeles to do a show on that Wednesday or Thursday, and it's always fun to see them go out there and be able to enjoy that. Yeah.
I see. And now I'm a huge fan of Tyra Banks, and I've been watching America's Next Top Model like every week ever since I was like 13. And then after that, she had the Tyra Banks show. What was it like working with her? I just want to be in the same room as her. It's so awesome.
She's a huge personality. The way that you see her on television, she's very much like that in person. She's a huge personality, and she was really involved with the show, and it was a really fun show that I really enjoyed working on. Learned a lot working there, and yes, I mean, she was a lot of fun. She was a lot of fun to be around. For sure.
Wow. Okay, and another one is I have been watching The Moment of Truth when it was first released, and I was like, oh my gosh, this show is like crazy. And if you haven't seen the show, it's about basically these people. They take a lie detector test, and the test will know all the results and stuff. And then on the day of the show, they will stand in front of an audience, stand in front of their loved ones, and answer very hard personal questions in front of everyone. And if they can tell the truth, and if they get it correct, and the lie detector says that they are right, then they can get more money.
Correct.
Right? What was it like working on there? Did you see a lot of heartbreaks?
Well, the thing is, I actually produced the show that had the blonde lady and her husband, and then we brought the boyfriend on, the one that kind of like, blew the show up.
I think I watched that one.
Yeah. And she and I actually still talk. I try to produce it to where there's not really surprises for anyone. I tell them to be prepared for anything. They know going in these type of shows that obviously if they have a chance to win, $500,000 or whatever it is, that we're not going to make it easy for them. So you have to prepare them ahead of time. That's part of producing, is that you've got to prepare these people either way. Like, hope for the best, but be prepared that we might bring out an ex-boyfriend, or we might bring out a secret crush that's going to ask you some questions.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I'm like feeling nervous just listening to you describe it.
Yeah, it was a really, really intense show, but it was a lot of fun. And, I'm friends with some of the people who are still on there, and some of them won $100,000 or even won $25,000, and that really changed their life, and they were able to do something good with that. So overall, I thought it was a really good experience.
Wow. All right, lastly, before we go, I'm a producer myself, but not as big of a producer. I'm still learning. What does this big Hollywood/New York producer have advice to younger producers or younger filmmakers?
Well, there's a couple things. First is know that it's something you really want to do, because if it's something you really want to do, it takes a lot to do. Like it takes your whole heart. You've got to really want it. As with anything in life, if you do it halfway, then you're not going to succeed. And another thing is, be really honest in what you do. Your reputation really does follow you. So, be honest and truthful when you're producing people, when you're dealing with guests. Just kind of let them know what they're getting into, because anytime you put someone on television or in front of a camera and they don't know what they're getting into, that makes it really, really hard for them, and then you're not going to get as good of a product or of a show of what you want. So just to be really prepared, have really a lot of drive, and treat any of your guests as you would want to be treated, pretty much. Yeah.
Wow, I'm going to take that to heart.
Good,
I'm
good.
really, really listening, and I really want to improve. All right, so before we go, do you have any last words for the audience?
No, I really appreciate you taking the time to interview me to get out the message about the book and the Mulligan Project and my little brother and the shows that I'm working on. Working on Anderson Cooper shows, it's a really big deal, and it's a lot of fun, and we're doing really good work.
By the way.
Yeah, we're doing really good work. I mean, if you've seen the show and you see just even the set alone, it's overlooking Central Park.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it almost looks fake, and it's a beautiful set.
It's almost like this.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
but yeah, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to hear me out and to do the interview.
All right, and before we go, can you say something in Vietnamese? Chào quý vị.
Chào quý vị.
Chào quý vị, and chúc mừng năm mới.
Chúc mừng năm mới.
All right, there you have it, James Glover. Và sau đây Sophie Bảo Trang xin mời quý vị trở lại với studio của SBTN với chương trình The Top Entertainment Report. Jay, back to you.
Thank you to James Glover for visiting the studio of SBTN and putting out time to meet us despite your busy schedule.
I don't know about you, but I am always so proud to see Vietnamese people doing something huge and making it in the mainstream market. The Vietnamese community is extremely proud of you, James, and we are all cheering for you to keep on making us proud.
Go Team Viet with a V. Oh. And an I, and an E, and a T.
Jonathan, I told you to not drink too much coffee or else you start cheering on the show. Just don't drink anymore.
Sorry, but I do have a little left.
Okay.
Pretty good. Vanilla caramel. All right, well that's all the time we have for the Top Entertainment Report today.
The Top E Report!
Oh, you feel that, right? Okay. Catch us weekly on SBTN.
S to the B to the T and
Catch us weekly on Fridays.
Friday!
8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m.
Yay! Watch us twice in one day. Awesome!
Or on Saturday.
Saturday!
At 7:30 Eastern Time.
Thank you, Westminster Macy's, for sponsoring my dress today.
Yay, Macy's!
Sophie Bảo Trang!
Và Jonathan,
Xin kính chào quý vị. Hẹn gặp lại quý vị trong các chương trình kế tiếp của The Top Entertainment Report. Yay! You want more coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You're watching The Top.
The Top!
The Top Entertainment Report.
Top Entertainment Report.
You are watching the Top Entertainment Report.
Only.
Only.
Only on SBTN.
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 I'm Richard Marks, and you're watching SBTN.
SBTN.